did a video of this same spot in 360 max, so you could go back and watch that video if you want. I'm hanging it wide here to give myself time to set up for the approach. I'm landing downriver, and I'm using about 30 feet of water coming in. It gives me about 2 seconds to decide whether I'm going around or not, and that's about my go around point right there, about where I started to say that's my go around point. I've heard people say, you know, you got to lock up your brakes when you're using water. You don't. It just complicates things. You don't want your brakes locked up when you're hitting a gravel bar at the end. I've been coming up to this river for at least 20 years now, and I've probably flown over this section of river more than 1,000 times, and landed somewhere in this section of the river. Now these gravel bars have changed over the years, and what was here 20 years ago is gone, and something's new. So this particular spot just a month ago wasn't there or landable. I mean, it was just starting to show. And so I had my eye on it, you know, thinking, this is going to be a good little spot in another month. I was actually up in this section of the river earlier today with my wife, and I was flying through an area, and I said to her, I can't believe I used to fly through this little gorge. It looks just too tight for even wings to fit through. And I actually got down low and looked at it with the Cub a couple weeks ago, and it was intimidating to the point where I was like, I don't know how I used to fly through that with Bushwhacker. So I don't know if the trees have gotten that much bigger or what, but it just didn't even feel comfortable to do. Unfortunately, the perspective that the GoPro cameras give is so skewed that it's not even in the same likeness in a lot of respects. There's just no way to give the viewer the feeling that I have when I'm landing it in the airplane and how fast things happen. It's quite different. It almost looks like it's in slow motion when you look at it with a camera. So here's the river. Wouldn't want to go off the end here, it'd be bad. And it's 150 feet to my airplane. So from where I touched down in the water, I probably used 180 feet because I touched down probably 30 feet in the water. So this is right where I stopped. And you can see how that tire is being deformed by that little rock there. That's probably, you know, that's like a softball size rock. This here is more like a basketball size rock. Anyway, there's some big rocks out here. You know, that's bigger than softball, smaller than a basketball. I used a little bit of water coming in right here. Just right here, use this little channel. I think I might even hit this rock at the beginning. Maybe not, I don't know. I didn't move it. Although it looks like I hit it. It felt like I hit it. This is a big rock. That's a, 75-pound rock. Don't want to hit those. Not when they're by themselves. It's kind of hard on airplanes. And then this is the wheel setup I'm running. They're Alaskan bush wheels. The brake caliper's stock. The wheels I've lightened up significantly. The brake disc, I thinned it out and then also drilled it to take out weight. These wheels I took and basically thinned them out to 90 thousandths everywhere. So I machined the inside cavity, I machined all the surfaces to where they're only 90 thousandths thick everywhere. And that's what makes these light. So this setup is really close to the weight of a Behringer setup. And then I'm running the Acme Atlee Dodge safety cables. And then this is my new belly pod. I've had it for a couple years. I bought it for my last Cub. It's a Furman belly pod. I like the Furman belly pods a lot. They actually have one out of carbon fiber now. This one happens to be fiberglass. It weighs about 25 pounds. And but they're made really well. It's got a nice sized door right here. So you got a big door for getting stuff in and out. And then you got this rear door on the back. If you have long stuff like rifles or skis that you want to stick in. So you can pull that off, fill the back end up. This one happens to be their extra deep version. I don't think you would want to run it if you were on, I wouldn't run it if I was on 31s. I run 35-inch tires. It's 2 inches deeper than their original pod, but it does give you significantly more space. It's a must-have for a Cub. I mean, I don't care what belly pod you buy, but without a belly pod, a Cub has not very much baggage area. So usually when I'm running this, I'll stick my 18-gallon fuel bladder in the front here, and then I may even take some bush wheel bags. They hold 6 gallons each. And then with my extended baggage here, this is where my big heavy duffel bag is. Anyway, I got the extended baggage that goes back there, and then I have an upper area that I throw sleeping bags and pillows and lightweight stuff up in here. And then I'm using just a fiberglass. It's a Boeing surplus with a Nomax core in my baggage area. And I'm using 032 aluminum in the back here. I have Randy at Carbon Concepts, his aileron cable fairings. I used fine line interior. And that's about it. Unfortunately, that's what happens when rocks fly up. Try to keep the tail high, but every once in a while.
If you enjoyed what you watched here, please subscribe and hit the like button.